Hi everyone, this is Esateys. Okay, let me know if you can hear me. Anybody out there? I really appreciate all of you that were here just a moment ago, and I'm sorry that we didn't see the post. I cannot see the posts when I am doing this because we're doing it with me just on camera, and then it goes over to a computer. So the bottom line is I want to make sure is that you can hear me. So if people are people telling me that we can hear?
They just came on.
Okay, so now can you tell me, and those of you that just came on, can you hear me? Can you hear me now? I want to make sure that it's working. So
yes.
Please so we've got a yes. Oh, hallelujah. Okay, so I realized that there was a couple of things. First of all, I realized that, I started to feel this about this occurring. And then I looked at it just a few moments ago and I said, in the scheme of things, does this mean anything? Do I have a home? Do I have water? Do I have food? Do I have shelter? Do I have everything? I mean, this is such a great message. It's such a great lesson. Get over it. I just had to say to myself, get over it. Because in the scheme of things, as I just said, it's nothing. The truth is nothing is anything. So let's just get started. Okay. So I was saying in the last one here that the bottom line to all of this, our quasi-plain background, is because the sun is so bright here and it's so beautiful that my hair was turning white and clear and you couldn't even see me. So I decided that we better move to a new location. So today I am going to speak about the 6 musts if you want to get anything, part 2. Now, last time, I just had this thought. I'm interrupting myself because I just had a thought. I'm going to tell you a little story here for a minute. In our health food store, which is called New Seasons, which is just like Whole Foods, we have a man who's working in the deli department and he is deaf. And he waited on me the other day and I'd never seen him before and I didn't know that he was deaf and I didn't see his name tag that said I'm deaf. And therefore I was there and I just had this flashback of how I was telling him all these things that I wanted and all this kind of stuff. And he was looking at me like, duh. And I couldn't figure out why he wasn't understanding me. And then he picks up this piece of paper. And then all of a sudden I said, oh, you can't hear. And so that was a test for you to move into more gratitude because you see what somebody who can't hear is like. They're just watching this world go on over and over and over again, and they're not hearing it. Well, some people who are really asleep are not hearing things either. Even though they can hear the sound, they're not doing anything about what's going on in their life. That's another whole story. I'm going to follow through now with part 2 of the 6 musts to get anything you want. So here's our review. Last time we spoke about the first 3 steps, and that first step is, and a very important one, is that you must have pristine clarity. The universe has no clue about what you mean when you say, well, I want to be wealthy. I want everything to go well. I just want to be in the flow. Those are amorphous. The universe creates through absolute succinctness. That means that there has to be a definiteness of what it is that you are desiring. So instead of saying, oh, I'd like to have a bunch of money, you say something like, I'm committed to $100,000 a month. Or I'm committed to $5,000 a month, or whatever it is that is true for you, but be specific. The second thing that I spoke about last time, which you can find that if you scroll down, it's right here on this page, part 1. The second piece is that you must know why. Why do you want what it is that you want? This why is so critical because if you don't have that fire inside of you that's going to drive you when it's difficult, and it is sometimes. Life is difficult depending upon your perception. But you know what? It doesn't have to be difficult. What you can just say to yourself is, this is life. Life has its ups and downs. It has good, bad, right, wrong. We have all the judgments. We have all the polarity. And as long as you get okay with what is, you don't have any issues. The difficulty and the suffering comes when we are fighting what is. So recognize that when you say that you want something, there are going to be things that are going to come up. And just like on the computer, they're going to say, Are you really sure you want to delete this program? And it's at that point that you stay steadfast with the step number 3, which is one-pointed focus. When you have one-pointed focus, you're telling the universe that no matter what, you are going to stay steadfast for that. And the why is the peace, it's the fire, it's the engine, it's the gasoline that keeps you moving towards what it is that you are really desiring. And that is a really, really key piece. So the first 3 are to have pristine clarity, to know your why and have that so intense, so deeply ingrained in you that no matter whether it's a pebble, a boulder, or a mountain that seemingly comes up in front of you, it won't stop you because you know what it is you're committed to. And the third thing is to have that one-pointed focus. That means that you cannot have 3,700 other things going on, which is something is my personal favorite. And as I stand here, it's like, okay, I'm in confession. I have a lot of things going on. I love so much of life. There's so many things that I love to do, and I don't want to give up any of them, but I must. I have to make a decision about where my focus is. I have to make a decision about what it is that I'm asking the universe to bring to me. Because if I say, well, I want this and this and this and this and this and this and this, guess what? I'm going to get maybe this much or none of this, 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 and this, and this, and this. But if I take all that energy and I go, this is what I'm committed to, universe can answer me. Because it's clear about what the energy is actually being focused upon. So today, we're going to talk about the next 3, or the last 3, at least for this session. And that is that we have to have unwavering commitment. I said a few moments ago that you're going to have boulders or pebbles or mountains come up in your life. It's because that is life. And that absolute unwavering commitment is what it's going to take for you to follow through when the going gets tough. That's where the why kicks in. The why is about, okay, I am going to do this. I am committed to do this. I am not going to let anything or anyone get in my way. In fact, I noticed that this morning I woke up in fear, or whatever it is that your mind might tell you, or whatever you may observe. Okay, I'm really afraid. So that doesn't change your commitment. You just observe, okay, I'm afraid. So what? Keep going. You just keep going. You don't ever, ever let the fear stop you, because the moment you do, you lose your self-confidence. You lose your empowerment. You lose your clarity. You lose all of the things that are necessary to get what it is that's a shade that you want. And if you notice that you're in that place where you're fearful and you're observing that, just be with that. So, okay, I'm just having a little bit of I'm having a fear moment. Take a breath, breathe into it, and then move on. Okay, next. So if you are really feeling that there's some value in what it is you're hearing right now, please share this video, especially now that we have audio. Please share this video right now with your friends. Text them, messenger them, and tell them to get on here. Share it with the people, especially after you hear even all of it. Because when you recognize that you're making a difference in your life, and that when you make a difference in yours, you can make a difference in other people's, that's a gift that you can give them. And the other thing, before I forget, be sure that you have on the notifications and tell other people to put on their notifications. So when I do go live, you will be able to know that I'm going live. And if you can't watch it right then, it's okay. Come back and watch it later, but watch it and share it. All right, today, the 4th one is that unwavering commitment. So that unwavering commitment, like I was just saying, means that nothing and no one stands in your way, right? The 5th one is to absolutely follow through. Absolutely follow through. What does that mean? It means that you have such consistency that every day you have a system, you have a pattern, you have a way of being, like a daily ritual of what it is that you're going to do to take you closer to the thing that you said that you wanted. Okay, so what does that mean? That means that, for example, for me, you all know that I work with the Helo. I'm inviting people to change their income, to change their life, to change their self-empowerment, to change their relationships, to change everything about their own independence and their lifestyle just by this. So I'm out there, and what does that mean for me? I get up and I watch a call. I listen to a call every day at 7 a.m., 7 to 8, every day, Monday through Friday. And that is a commitment that I'm absolutely not going to do anything. I'm not going to let anything get in the way of that. So I'm following through. What's something else I do? Well, I go downstairs and I feed the dogs, and then I go downstairs and I work out. And I work out, and while I'm working out, like today I was working out and I was listening to the corporate call. Okay, what do I do after that? I go to my computer and I start taking the next steps. I follow up with people that I have spoken to. I will move to a place where I'm inviting other people to know more about what it is that I do. And when I follow through with a system, then I know that I'm telling the universe, nothing and no one's in my way. No pebble, no rock, no mountain. I'm just on it. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to be doing this kind of business. What it means is if you want a new car, think about what it is you could do every day. Maybe it's visualization. Maybe it's writing it down. Maybe it's creating a vision board. Or maybe it's about you wanting a new home or a new job or whatever it is that you want. You have to have a system of following through with these steps and recognize them. So when they come up, it doesn't blow you out and have you give up and feel like a victim and just say, oh man, this doesn't work. This is like way too hard. I can't handle this. So that's important for you to recognize. So when you have the commitment and you are following through, then we get to the big one. And this number 6, from my viewpoint, is really the biggest thing of all. I have worked with literally thousands of people. And these thousands of people will tell me, I want that. Well, some people don't know, but the people that know, or the people that get to the place where they do know what it is that they want, what happens? They say, Esateys, I am doing these steps 1 through 5 over and over again. And I'm doing number 6. And I say, number 6, huh? So you really think you're doing number 6? And so when I ask them a question that's out of their comfort zone, and I know what out of their comfort zone is, they go, well, you know, I want $100,000 a month. And I said, well, do you feel like you can actually handle that? Well, I don't know, but I'd figure out how. I know it takes a lot of this and a lot of that. So they get to know that they have something that is blocking them. So the number 6 is, are you willing to receive? So there's an intellectual willingness, and then there's a core willingness. And the core willingness is what we're speaking about here. You most likely have, in varying degrees, as most people do, programs and beliefs and ideas that we got from when we were children. Our parents said, you know what? You'll never make anything of yourself. You can't do this. We don't live that kind of lifestyle from where we come from. Or the relationships in our whole family have never worked, so don't expect that yours will. And therefore, it means that you are in a place where you're hearing this stuff that becomes your reality. And what does that do? Boom. Shut you down. And on a subconscious level, it means that you are not going to believe that you are worthy of having what it is that you want. So if you have this step number 6 with a little bit of unsureness, a little bit of iffiness, then you probably would be wise to get some coaching, do some self-help, or do something to help you become more clear about who you really are and what it is that you really deserve to have, which I might add is everything. The only thing that limits us is here. What it is that we think. It's our perceptions and our beliefs, and that's where the downfall is for anything that you want. So keep that in mind and get the support if you are really committed to having a life that you would really, really love to have. So I want to thank you. I want to thank you for sharing and being here with me. I missed you. It's been a whole week since we've spoken, and that's important for me to know that we're here together. I would like to know, what is it that you would like me to share? What is it that you would like to hear from me? What would you like me to speak about? Private message me or write it in the comments, because I would love to be able to support you in hearing more about what it is that's interesting to you. And that can be anything from business to relationships to health or whatever, at least in these 10 seconds. Thank you for being here. And here's our finale, our question for the day. And it's the important thing here. And the important thing here is about, guess what? Step number 6. But before I go to 6, I'm just going to reiterate the 6 steps one more time so you can write them down or come back and write them down after you listen to this again. The first one is to have pristine clarity. The second one is to absolutely have an unshakable why. You must have a reason that you must do this. I will not live like this any longer. I must have this happen because I am no longer willing to not have what it is that I want, or not have my kids be able to get to school, or drive a car that's breaking down, or whatever it is. The third step is to have that one pointed focus. One pointed focus. Number 4 is to have the unwavering commitment. We must have unwavering commitment. Number 5 is that follow through. We have to take the action. The action step is really critical. It doesn't do any good to have all of this here if we're not actually engaged physically with what it is that we're doing. And number 6 is the willingness to receive, the knowingness that you can have what it is that you truly desire. So here's our question for the day. What would it take for me to be absolutely willing and open to receive what I truly desire? What would it take for me to be completely open and willing to receive exactly what I desire? You know, you deserve to have it all. Go out and share this with your friends and invite them to know the same thing, because if you'd like to be a worldwide game changer, all you have to do is show people who they really are and bring them up to a level that maybe they never even thought of. That's a gift that you have, and it's a gift that you can give. Until next time, feel a hug.